Hi, I'm Daniel from Gear65, and if you are looking for a mouse for your MacBook or MacBook Pro, you might want to keep watching. When it comes to looking for a mouse, us MacBook Pro users have some unique requirements compared to, say, PC users. Well, one, we only have two USB ports, so we need a mouse that doesn't occupy a USB port. So naturally that means we need a Bluetooth mouse, because Bluetooth means wireless and no dongle at all. The Microsoft Arc mouse, for example, is a perfect example of a mouse that looks really great, really portable, and it's wireless. But the annoying thing is that it doesn't use Bluetooth and occupies a USB port for its dongle. So that doesn't really fit into those requirements. And two, if you're a heavy Mac user, you would use Expose a lot, right? You use Expose to switch between applications and things like that. So you need a mouse that can activate Expose. So naturally, the first mouse that fits into these requirements is a mouse designed by Apple, of course, the Magic Mouse. And many people, thought of the Magic Mouse, many people bought it, and many people are happy. My dad bought one, and he's really happy with it. He loves his Magic Mouse. But there's some of us who don't like the Magic Mouse. I personally don't like it because I felt it was too thin for me. And maybe it's because of the way my hand is, I don't know. It's a case-by-case thing, right? And I didn't like how I had to, crunch up my fingers to scroll. I thought it was a little bit uncomfortable. So, I didn't go for the Magic Mouse. So I just kept looking and looking for mice. And thankfully, my buddy Junkit recommended this mouse. So this is the Microsoft Bluetooth Notebook Mouse 5000. It's not a new mouse. It's been on the market for quite some time. And it meets those requirements. It's a Bluetooth mouse, so it doesn't need a dongle. Even if you want a dongle, it doesn't come with a dongle. And it's got an extra button, the fourth button. 1, 2. This one is considered as the third one. So yeah, this is the fourth button, and it's mappable. So out of the box, it maps to the back key on your web browser. I don't know why that would be so important. Maybe to Windows users, but for Mac users, you want to use Expose. And thankfully, the system preferences on macOS 10, they recognize the mice immediately. And under the keyboard shortcuts, the Expose and Spaces shortcuts, you can map this key to those functions respectively. So that's great. So yeah, it fits these two, requirements, and surprisingly, it's one of the only few mice on the market that fits into these requirements. Logitech has some brilliant mice, right? I've always been a Logitech fan when it comes to mice, but their Bluetooth mice doesn't have an extra button, and the mice with extra button isn't Bluetooth. So I thought that this would be a great market for Mac users, especially MacBook users. But apparently this is the only one, surprisingly. So this is the reason why I got this mouse. And if you own a MacBook Pro and you're looking for a mouse, you might really want to consider this one. And so other features, so apart from the fact that it's a good old traditional mouse with a traditional scroll wheel and scroll button, okay, I think some of you might feel more comfortable with that. It's also a laser mouse. That means that it can work on more surfaces than the traditional optical mouse. It doesn't work on on glass yet. I believe Logitech has a mouse called that uses some technology called Dark Face. I think it fits our requirement as well. I think it has a programmable button as well. I cannot remember for sure, but I remember that it costs quite a bit, which is the reason why this is not in my options neither. And another great thing is it's using AAA batteries. So I'll just open this one up. So that means that if you run out of batteries, all you have to do is just go downstairs to 7-Eleven, just buy a new pair of batteries, just plot them in, and you're back again, rather than having to carry around proprietary chargers, dongles, and all that kind of stuff. And of course, next it has an on-off switch. And surprisingly, there are some mice, not a lot, fortunately, only a few now left, that doesn't have a power switch. And their reasoning is because you don't need to turn it off anymore. The battery can last forever, and our mice actually turns off automatically and stuff like that. So I don't buy that, and I still prefer to be able to turn it off myself. So which is the reason why it's good and notable that this mice has a power button. And I think the only flaw with this mice is the fact that it's not very attractive looking, and it's white. That means that it stains very easily. My buddy's he's been using this one for quite some time, and his mice has kind of changed color a little bit. So that's the only thing, and which is why I thought it was very surprising, because this mice has been on the market for 2 years. I think it's 2 years, at least a year, and Microsoft hasn't released any new mice that has these two features, Bluetooth and programmable button. and has kept this mice on market. Microsoft has some much more nicer looking mice, but they're not Bluetooth or programmable. So that's one of the things. If you install the IntelliMouse, the IntelliPoint application for free on Microsoft, you can just get it from Microsoft.com/hardware. And then they have the macOS 10 version. You can actually program the scroll wheel to accelerated scrolling, and the button can be programmed to a lot more features than those that are restricted in system preferences. So for example, you can, like I mentioned just now, there's back, there's previous, there is the forward, right? And along with a lot of other features that you wouldn't be able to program traditionally using the macOS 10 mouse settings. So it's quite programmable, quite mappable, I would have to say. So software wise, it's covered. And so this is actually a great mice. It's retailing at $50 US, or about 70 Singapore dollars, between 60 to 70 Singapore dollars. You can find them in practically almost any IT store in Singapore. You can just go around Funan. They're selling it everywhere. Okay. So this is one good mouse. If you know any other mouse, of course, if you know any other mouse that is better than this one, or just any other mouse for that matter that you are using that meets these two requirements, Bluetooth and mappable buttons, that I may have missed out, that you want to share with our viewers, leave a comment right here on this YouTube page. Or if you're watching this from tech65.org, leave a comment there. Or even better, why don't you just hit right now down to tech65.org, search for Microsoft Bluetooth mouse, alright? And then look for the page for this video and leave a comment there. Tell us what is the model of the mouse and why you got it and why you think it's good for a MacBook Pro user. Another mouse that I know that has this would be probably the Microsoft Presenter Notebook Mouse 8000, if I'm not wrong. It's Bluetooth as well and has tons of buttons, tons of mappable buttons. The only thing was that I didn't need so many buttons, and it has a huge butt. So it was a little awkward for me to hold, so I didn't really like that one. But you might want to consider that one if you're looking for something with a little bit more extra stuff. It's about the same shape as well. So yeah, I hope this helps you, especially if you're looking for a mice for MacBook and MacBook Pro, because that's the dilemma. This is the problem that I've been having for the past few weeks, and I'm glad that I finally got this particular mouse that met all these requirements. Oh, and it comes with this nice little pouch as well, so as an extra bonus that you can just fit the mice in. So yeah, that's it for this episode, and just visit tech65.org for more videos, and of course subscribe to our YouTube channel. Every once in a while I will put up recommendations like this one. And that's it. I'm Daniel. I hope you enjoyed this video. Goodbye.